Sophie had always believed that love could overcome any obstacle. When she married Daniel, she knew that he was charming, kind, and attentive. He had a smile that could light up any room, and she had fallen for it completely. Life seemed perfect at first. They moved into a small apartment in the city, full of excitement about the future and their plans to grow together. Sophie worked as a schoolteacher, and she loved her job. She enjoyed shaping young minds and found joy in the small victories of her students. Daniel, on the other hand, had recently lost his job at a local company due to downsizing. He told Sophie that he was looking for something new, but weeks turned into months, and months passed with no progress. At first, Sophie thought it was just a temporary problem. She believed Daniel would find a job soon, and she would support him during this difficult time. She tried to encourage him every day, reminding him of his skills and the potential he had. Daniel would smile and nod, promising that he was applying to jobs, but Sophie began to notice that his efforts were minimal. He would sometimes scroll on his phone for hours, watch television, or play video games instead of searching for work. Sophie tried not to judge him too harshly because she understood that job hunting could be frustrating and demoralizing. However, the reality started to weigh heavily on her. Their small savings were slowly disappearing, and bills began to pile up. The once cozy apartment started to feel tense, filled with silent arguments and worry. Sophie found herself picking up extra shifts at the school, tutoring students after hours, and even doing private lessons on weekends. She was exhausted, both physically and emotionally. Meanwhile, Daniel seemed content to wait for the right opportunity to appear. Sophie would gently suggest that he take temporary work, even if it was not his dream job, just to stay active and contribute. He would promise he would, but nothing ever changed. One afternoon, Sophie came home to find Daniel sitting on the couch, eating chips, and watching yet another television show. She had just finished tutoring a student who had struggled with math all week, and she was tired and frustrated. "Daniel," she said, trying to keep her voice calm, "we need to talk. You haven't applied to any jobs this week. What are you going to do?" Daniel looked at her and shrugged. "I'm thinking about it," he said casually. "I just need more time. Something will come up." Sophie felt a surge of anger, mixed with disappointment. "Daniel, we can't just sit and wait. We have bills to pay, and I can't do everything alone. I love you, but this isn't working. We need to act now." Daniel sighed and turned back to the television. "Sophie, I said I'm thinking. Stop stressing me out. I'll figure it out." Sophie stared at him, feeling a growing sense of hopelessness. She had hoped that love and patience could help Daniel find his motivation again, but she began to see a side of him that she had never truly noticed. It wasn't that he lacked talent or intelligence. He was smart, creative, and capable.